Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Cap Nation Live, Tuesday Mac Action Edition. What is going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Shane, good morning. Shane says, what's up, Kyle? Great pick on the over in the Jets game. I wasn't going to bet it, but watched your show and cashed. Thanks. Had the Jets with the points, too. Dang, Patriots are bad. That they are. That they are. I'm still sour about that game because I bet the parlay that I was talking about. Jets money line in the over. Plus 722 for 1,000 to win 72-22. And they completely pissed it away on purpose, in my opinion. 17 Clipper, good morning. Jay Hugh, good morning. Brad, good morning. Anthony, good morning. Mike, good morning. It says 2 for Tuesdays. Wrong place, buddy. No clowns here. Ross Pitts, good morning. Jermaine, good morning. Mr. Brackens, good morning. Thank you for your text message as well. Stat Guap in the house, good morning. Tom, good morning. Going to be a lot of great MAC football winners today. Absolutely. Big ass Redwoods in the house. Good morning. Alley's View. Good morning. If I miss you, it's not on purpose. I promise. Keith Davis. Good morning. Every day I'm feeling better. Brad asked, Kyle, is Mason Rudolph any good if Big Ben is out? Big Ben is on the COVID list, but remember that could be a contract tracing. He may not have actually tested negative or positive. Could be for contact tracing. Could be out for 2 days and then back. But yeah, if Big Ben is out, Mason Rudolph has held his own. Is he great? No, but he got him some wins last year. Neverez, good morning. Scott, good morning. Catalina, good morning. Kirk, good morning. Rookie MVP, good morning. Jay, good morning. Jose, good morning. Mike Brown, Justice. Justice says they want that high pick. Pissed me off also. You know, I have never once came out and openly said I think a team will throw a game. 100% they threw it last night. 100%. 6 minutes left. Excuse my language. I might rant and rave this morning because I am pissed. 6 minutes left in the game. You're up by a touchdown. And you air it out all the way down the field into double coverage? With 6 minutes left in the game, up a touchdown? Get the fuck out of here. No way, no how. And then their second possession? Really? And then on defense, you can't make a tackle? Receivers are being hit, and there's not a defender in sight. I did bet the parlay that we were talking about, the plus 722. Wow. But hey, that's why we don't bet on a shitty team, right, Justice? Rich, good morning. Jason Folk, good morning. Says Jacoby, absolutely. That prop cashed easily. Travis, good morning. Keith Davis, very nice. Chris, good morning. Ross Pitts, good morning. Matt, good morning. Scott, I got your emails. Yeah, I took a look at some of them. I haven't had a chance to watch all of it, though. Kirk, good morning. And the one thing I need to make sure is the soundboards are compatible with the software that we use to live stream. Prentice says, good morning, Kyle. Love cash and Jets team total and Flacco prop before halftime. Absolutely. Flacco over 1.5 touchdowns. I think it was plus 166. Well, Brad, I'm definitely not happy that they threw the game because my parlay was paid $72.22 plus my 1,000 back. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. Chris, I'd be pissed too. Travis, good morning. Greg, good morning. Ooh, going with a breakfast burrito with eggs, bacon, and potato from Filiberto's. You know, I have never tried one of their breakfast burritos, but I like their chimichangas with the spicy chicken. Jeff, good morning. Ray, good morning. I made money. I mean, we hit the Jets team total over. We hit the actual full game over. We hit the Flacco prop, the Jacoby prop, and then the teaser I gave out to all the clients, Jets plus 17.5 and the over 34. That was an easy winner. Yeah, Justice, I agree. Jerry, good morning. Jerry says the machaca burrito. Here you go. Greg, this question's to Greg and Jerry. What's your favorite Mexican restaurant around town? Doesn't matter where it is, in the area. What's your favorite Mexican restaurant? 17 Clippers says bad beat to say the least. Yeah, he definitely made that decision, and it probably came from the sidelines with our luck. You're going deep, and that's all you're doing, just air it out. El Rio, where's that at, Jerry? All right, so it's a nice day yesterday. Nice day yesterday, and we're going to try and have some fun today as well. Frank Gore will always be a beast. Gore will always be a beast. That is a fact. It's crazy. The Jets run them 11 times in the first half, once in the second. Greg, you like Valley Luna? We actually ordered from there, I think it was the night before my surgery. Oh, okay, Cafe Rio. Yes, I love that place. Well, not Cafe Rio, I didn't know it was El Rio. I knew it was Rio something. Yep. I love that place. Before we were here, when we used to come down to visit, we'd always go there. We'd always go down there we'd always go there every time we came into town. Thank you, Sly. I'll fix that. Mike Brown, frozen, have a face of somebody fading you, right? Right? Yeah, Sly, Patriots definitely didn't deserve to win. That's for sure. And I'll be honest, I was extremely excited about showing the parlay with a Jets money line ticket on it for $1,000 that paid plus 722. I was so excited, man. A little too excited. A little too excited. I should not have been excited knowing that we bet the Jets. I figured they'd at least run the ball and take some time off the clock, but nope. No way, no how. But nonetheless, the show must go on. And it's time to have a good Mac Action Tuesday. Just now, I wasn't counting them. I wasn't spending the loot or anything like that. But man, I was excited. It's been a long time since I hit a big, plus 700 parlay. Rio Mirage, yes. That's the name of it. That's what I know it as right there, is the Rio Mirage. Jason, need closed caption? We'll work on that. Mike Brown, did I bet the Masters? I did make a couple bets with the Masters. Nathan, good morning. I do have a couple open bets on the Masters that I bet a while ago. Nothing big, nothing crazy. A couple dark horses. Just little ones. I have 250 on Dustin at plus 900. Pays 2250. 250 on Rory at plus 1200. Got to throw the 250 on Tiger. Jason, more than likely. I have not that I think it will stand a chance, but 150 on Mickelson at plus 10,000. Matt Kuchar at plus 20,000. Did that one for a little 100 for shits and giggles. And then last but not least, Max Homa at plus 40,000. It only let me do it for, I tried doing it for 100. It wouldn't let me. It let me do it for a max exposure of 25,000. So $62.50 to win 40,000 on a future on max. But I didn't do any head-to-head or anything like that. Not yet anyways. Alvin, good morning. We'll get to the games here in a little bit. We're in the barber shop. I might do some matchups come Wednesday night. Dustin Johnson against Bryson. Looks kind of good. Yeah, I get the big liability on parlays. Parlays would definitely break a book, that's for sure. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind seeing Max or Brooks Koepka have a strong start, knowing that I've got, plus 40,000. A plus $40,000 or plus 40,000 ticket on them. I got a Star Army, Sheriff Kyle Rock Crawler. One of my hoodies from one of the manufacturers that supplies the suspension for my Jeep. Ray, good morning. But yeah, there's some interesting matchups for Thursday, no doubt about it. I'll probably have a couple bet. If I bet them, maybe I'll post them on my Twitter. Again, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, you probably should. I'll probably have a free play, a halftime bet or something on Twitter later today. More than likely, most likely. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, it's at CapNationKyle. There's a direct link to my Twitter. Yeah, Mike, I heard about the 7-leg parlay that included Liberty and Maryland on the money line, and then the other big favorites that paid huge, monstrous. I think it was $5,000. It was a $5,000 parlay that paid Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. Wish Flacco could have got us one more reception somewhere along the line. That would have just made it just a tad bit sweeter. But, you know, we'll take what we got. We'll take what we got. Looking for a big day today with some MAC action and a big day tomorrow as well. Alex, good morning. Cheers, brother. Good morning. One second here. Don't forget, if you have never tried us out, or even if you have tried us out, if you want 2 days of premium plays or 2 days of my personal plays for free, head over to our website, cappersdirect.com. At the very top of the page, there's detailed instructions on how to be eligible for 2 days of premium plays or 2 days of my personal plays free. Very simple. Just follow along the guidelines, and you too can get them. Pat, good morning. Hope you're doing well, brother. Just checking something out here. I definitely think today's action is going to be good. Yeah, Alex, that little lake was awesome. You guys remember a couple of years ago? Yeah, Bo King, the promo is only for new signups, unfortunately. We are working on a new promo. As long as you've signed up either with my promo code or the promo code or our link, one of the two. And we're working on something big. I was hoping to be able to do it this week, but it's looking like it'll more than likely be next week. So we are working on something. So stand by for that one. It'll be fun though. Yeah, Alex, Big Ben is on the COVID list, which could mean a few things. Could mean that he was just in close proximity or near distance to somebody with their contract tracing steps, which means I haven't seen a report that he actually tested positive, but it could be a full-on contract tracing, kind of like Matthew Stafford was. Cherry, you thought it was a Sheriff of Posse shirt, right? Kind of similar. No, it's got the RK. It's Rock Crawler. It's from when I was in Moab, and we did the Metal Masher Jeep Trail. But yeah, Alex, that picture, that was from the same place. If you guys remember, a couple years ago, went camping, and Bozo was saying that we didn't have a motorhome or something stupid like that. Remember? When that guy thought he was actually relevant at anything. Rich says Ben probably got a COVID from the injection they shot into his knee, right? But yeah, it's called Lynx Lake. It's not far from where we're at. A little hour and 30-minute drive. Planning on heading back up there probably next week with the boat. Thank you, Nathan. Appreciate that. Slide with the Sheriff Kyle. Yeah, Justice, exactly. You know, I'm not... I mean, first of all, I don't have any bets made for week 10 yet anyways, but I wouldn't be too overly concerned. Wouldn't be too overly concerned with it just yet with Big Ben. I wouldn't all of a sudden go and bet the other side, that's for sure. I would wait and see what happens because he'll probably take a test tomorrow, a test the next day, and he'll be back on the practice field. Kind of like Stafford did. Matter of fact, exactly like Stafford did. Alrighty. So I'm popping up everything. I'm actually refreshing this computer system right here. That way we can pop up the live odds. We can start breaking down some MAC action for us because it's going to be a busy Tuesday. Let me tell you, it's going to be a busy Tuesday, a busy Wednesday, a busy Thursday, and a very busy Friday. Busy, 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 busy. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. Jeff says, yep, I think it's a good idea to sign with Bet Online with your link. Thank you. Appreciate that. You know, they've done a lot so far already by sponsoring the live show. And there's a lot more to come once their first renewal comes, once they re-up, and literally a couple months. So to get the support from you guys by people signing up with them is definitely a good thing. It shows that, you know, they pick up new customers from the live show. They see that it's worth it to continue to sponsor the live show because trust me, they're paying, that's for sure. And we definitely want to keep them. That's a fact. Definitely want to keep them. Because it's a good thing, let me tell you. The things that we've got in the works and planned is a lot of fun. A lot of fun for you guys. Yeah, their payouts are fantastic. Payouts are quick. Hopefully we'll do another one here in the next day. Tony Yang, if you're watching, I just replied to your email. Yes, if you're on Guaranteed Saturday, you'll get Guaranteed Saturday this next Saturday because we did drop it last week. Duke, they've been good to you? Good. Good. I like hearing that. I like hearing that. Steve's Kyle, any overs tonight in the MAC you're eyeing? I've been eyeing a lot in the MAC tonight. I like MAC football. I like MAC football. We're about to take a look at that, getting ready to dive in deep to them. Am I basically the face of Cappers Direct? Well, I am for YouTube. This ugly mug, yeah, for YouTube. YouTube's been my pet project. We're a fairly large operation outside of YouTube. Anthony, are we going to see a football package? There was talk about one in the works. Sippy's Sports Show. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Glad to have you. We go live 7 days a week. Good morning, Mike. Randy C., good morning. Stack Up Saturday discount off this weekend. For guaranteed Saturday, I don't know. Too early to tell, but probably not. Any thoughts on who will be the next Southern Miss head coach? No idea. No idea. I don't follow Southern Miss enough to even gauge that one. Hold on one second, guys. Bobby Arms, good morning. Bill McDonald, any Veterans Day special? Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Leon, good morning. J-Max Wavy, who cares? Is it making money? Is what making money? You want a hat so you can wear it on your show? Awesome. Get them right on the website. Click on the shop tab or shop.cappersdirect.com. Rory, good morning. All right, so we're going to jump into the MAC action. All righty, reading through the comments. So, I'm going to pop up everything that we do. Henry, good morning, sir. Would love to know, while I'm popping up everything, getting our live odds up, the percentages, all of that good stuff. What is it that you guys are liking today of the 3 games that are on the board, the MAC action games? Post up what you guys are liking while I get everything up and running. That way we can keep the chat rolling. Mr. Nations, good morning. And we're going to get everything up and running for you guys. Jay Hughes says, I like turtles. I like the Tijuana Turtles. Oh, this cup's all worn out. Where's another one? That cup's all worn out. Here we go. There we go. There's a good. There's a fresh cup that hasn't been used or worn out. Got a little football in it. But yeah, cheers. You can tell it gets some use. It's getting beat up. Fast B says Buffalo. Jay Hugh likes the Turtles. Joe Chris likes Buffalo. Junior likes Kent State under. Anthony likes Buffalo. Prantia, Buffalo. Chris likes Kent State given the points, and Ohio given the points. Jeff likes Buffalo. Tom likes Kent State. Call me a square. You can call me whatever name you want as long as we're cashing tickets, right? You can call me whatever you want as long as we're cashing tickets. Chris says Kent State under. I don't think they have enough time to put up 55 on their own. Brian, good morning. Thank you. I appreciate that. Randy C says Buffalo. Scott says Buffalo. Alex likes the Tijuana Turtles. Jay Hughes says Nigo and Edward are the old cats. Nigo's actually fairly new to us. Edward's been around a while. Yeah, Jalen, we're going to break down that game. A lot of people rolling with the favorite in Buffalo this year. We're going to break down that game. We'll go over it all. People forget that Miami of Ohio won last year by 2 touchdowns. Some people may not know that or realize that or even care. But we'll definitely take a look at that one. As a matter of fact, we're going to look at all of them. Michael says, good thing we didn't tail the cab driver yesterday. Jets money line, right? I did in a parlay, Michael, the Jets money line and the over. And it was very disappointing. Very disappointing, let me tell you. Robert S. says he likes 6-point teaser. Tease down Kent State to 14. And tease down Buffalo over down to 49. Jason with reality right here says Miami of Ohio is live, but their defense will have you breathing into a paper sack a few times if you're on that side. J-Max says Buffalo home opener, but they don't cover the 10. Henry says, I like over games in the MAC. The MAC usually has a lot of action, but there'll be times throughout the year where they bite you in the ass. Yeah, Greg, that's why I needed the Jets to win last night. I did it for 1,000. It paid 7. It was plus 722. I bet it for 300. Then I said, you know what? The Jets are going to be strong today. We're getting our points. It's Cam Newton. And I put another 700 on it. So I had 1,000 on the Jets money line and the over parlay. And I'm not a big parlay guy, especially with a plus 350 money line in there. I was really happy until the last 6 minutes of the game. to say the least. To say the least. I'd have to say, as far as points go in the MAC in general, 57 points is not a lot for any of these MAC teams. They could put that up in the first half. Either of these three teams can drop their defense and all their offense. There's a team on each one that could literally put up nearly all those points. And we'll go over all those games. We'll try and reach out and touch them all. Now, a lot of our numbers don't get updated until Wednesday morning from the prior week. So having a game on Tuesday will not really allow us to really gauge everything. But let's take a look at the very first game. And I'll be cycling back and forth from, see if I can pop this up on this screen here, from one page to the other because of having to cycle back and forth for the data from last week because it's not uploaded into our system yet. A cold front coming in with precipitation. You know, I believe you are correct. I know in the first game for Ohio in Athens, Ohio, it's going to be clear today. Should be clear. I mean, I know they have weather moving in tonight or tomorrow morning. Let me see if there's an updated time slot for 5 or for 7 p.m. I don't see any. No rain until 11 p.m. So we should be clear for that game. Rory, we need to buy Kyle a new cup. No, that's I got like 2,000 of them at my disposal. Got 2,000 of them at my disposal. Taking a look at the Bowling Green game. And remember, it's Bowling Green, Ohio, not Bowling Green, Kentucky. As far as the weather there goes, 10 p.m., the rain coming in, but they got wind. All right? They've got wind. They got a 10 to 12 mile an hour wind in the Kent State game. Supposed to be in the 70s, but they do have rain coming in the evening time. So you are correct about that one. And then last time I checked, the Buffalo game is supposed to be free and clear. Rodney, what time does the Japanese baseball game start? That started at 4 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. 2 in the morning, my time. 1 in the morning, Pacific time. Yeah, and then the Buffalo game, 0 weather. Game will be in the 60s, mid-60s with a 10 mile an hour wind. So the only one that you got to really worry about weather is the Kent State Bowling Green game. But that's not, I mean, it'll just be some wind, and unless the rain comes in early. Michael says, thank goodness we have football to watch tonight. That's all I have to say. Grateful. Definitely very grateful for Tuesday evening football. We'll have Tuesday football next week as well. We have Tuesday, Wednesday football the next 2 weeks. And every day next week as well. Love it. Reading the comments. All right, so Vance McDonald tested positive, and high-risk contacts were Ben Roethlisberger, who's put on the COVID list, Gerald Hawkins, Jalen Samuels, and Vince Williams. Offensive lineman, linebacker, and running back. All put on the high-risk contacts list. And all that means is that you're within close contact not wearing a mask. McDonald actually traveled with the team on the plane to Dallas on Saturday. That's a scary thing. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with their game this weekend. All right, so pop up everything, and I'm trying to do it a little unorthodox today because our stats and data is not updated until Wednesday, so I have to go back and look at last week's stuff. Obviously, there's no numbers to really compare for the MAC after having just one game into this, one game into their season. There we go. We'll pop it up. First game we're going to take a look at, the 7 p.m. Eastern Time game between Akron and Ohio. First of all, let's start with Akron. The numbers on this one, Ohio laying 27.5. Toby conspiracy theory, they want Rudolph for the holiday season. Ohio laying the big number, laying 27.5, a minus 4,000 favorite on the money line. 4,000 to win 1,000. Total set in that one over and under, lay 4,000 to win 100. Over and under 58 as of right now. Diving a little more in depth into those numbers. Absolutely Nathan Mack action today. First half has Ohio laying 17 with a total over and under 31.5. First quarter period bet for the first quarter is over 13. Henry says Ohio wins by 35 at least. Kind of scary laying 27.5 if you're only going to be winning by a touchdown. Taking a look at Akron last week, they got smashed by Western Michigan. The Broncos torched them 58-13 last week, and Akron was lucky to get those 13 points. Zach Gibson for Akron, guys, for the Zips. He went 18 of 30. He put up 125 measly yards. He had 1 touchdown and 1 interception with a quarterback rating of 25.1. Out of 30 attempts, he completed just 18 for an average of 4.2 yards on average per pass. They averaged 130, or not average, but they had 130 yards rushing. Jeremiah Knight led the charge, 74 yards on 11 carries. Tion Dollard had 67 yards on 16 carries. Knight averaged 6.7 yards per carry with a long of 24. and Dollard averaged, what was it, like 4.2. He had that big run, if you guys remember watching that one, that 45-yard rip. Yeah, they were down early, but it was the only way they were really moving the ball. They should have just ran the ball. Between both of their two backs and 27 carries, they had 141 yards. They had more yards on 27 carries by 15 yards than the quarterback had passing the ball, 30 attempts. Mark says teams favored by 17 plus last week went 2-9-1. Interesting number right there. Interesting number right there. The big spreads were not out and covering last week. Akron's going to need a huge game from Gibson, Knight, and Dollard. But more importantly, it's not going to be their offense that's going to matter. It's going to be their defense. Defense is probably going to get torched as a near 4-touchdown underdog. They gave up 266 passing yards. Western Michigan ran the ball. They gave up 266 passing yards on 16 attempts. They averaged 16.4 yards per passing attempt when they did pass the ball. Zips did put up points. They had 13 in the first half. They got blown out 28-0 in the second half. At the half, it was 30-13 last week. Jason Folks says both those running backs are plus 1,400 to score the first TD. Why not? Worth a little stab. Taking a look a little more in depth into their defense. Not only did they give up 266 rushing yards on only 16 passing attempts, they gave up 218 yards in the air on 39 passing, or excuse me, 30. I'm all backwards today. 218 on the ground on 39 rushing attempts. They didn't pass the ball very much against Akron. They didn't need to. Unfortunately for Akron, the key to Ohio's success is they just have to run the ball, which unfortunately for Akron is right up Ohio's. It's right up their alley. Ohio's going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball, and they're going to run the ball a lot. Ohio averaged 10.7 yards per passing attempt. That's with 3 trick plays thrown in the mix. When you take their starter, Curtis Rourke, he was at a 12.2 average. 12.2 yards per passing attempt. 2 TDs, clean game, no interceptions. He only made 19 attempts. He went 12 of 19. Running the ball. They had 36 rushes for 110 yards. That's it. But they got beat by Central Michigan last week, if you guys remember correctly. Give me 1 second. I'm just checking something out real quick. And yes, and if you guys remember, one of their touchdowns was a special teams. Sounds like Hero Sandwiches here. I don't know who knocked at the door. But they all know I'm filming, so. But no, I didn't order a sandwich, but a sandwich actually, I don't know why, but a sandwich does sound good. I am hungry. Ever since Greg came in saying he was eating a breakfast burrito from Filiberto's has got me hungry. Ross Pitt says bet the over in this one. As far as Ohio, they're going to be laying 27 against a very weak Akron team. 27.5. Housekeeping, trying to get some free picks, right? Actually, it's Tuesday, right? You know what it is? Is I'm supposed to put my trash can outside of my the office door every Tuesday. Tuesday, right? Yeah, Tuesday. Henry says Ohio would have to score all the points in the over. I think you guys are giving a lot of credit to Ohio. You guys remember we had Central Michigan last week on the money line, and they beat Ohio. Central Michigan had a good day passing and rushing against them. Who do I think will win the MAC conference? Ask me after this week. I know they're only playing a 6-game schedule, so I like to see the 2. Rich, it was Ruben. It was a Ruben. A Ruben was being delivered. The elite housekeeper. Yeah, Central Michigan might be one of the best teams in the MAC. I just don't know. I just don't know, with both teams liking to run the ball, if we're going to see an offensive shootout like we normally would in the MAC. The total on this one being 58, that's not a lot for a MAC team. It's not. 8 touchdowns and a field goal. I don't see it being a lot. But. I go back and forth, and we haven't released our plays yet. Okay? We haven't released our plays yet for today. Premium plays or my personal plays. Nothing's been released yet. Betting an under in a MAC game is always a risky proposition. That's a fact. Ruben, good morning. Brad, good morning. So I don't know if I necessarily want to go out and throw a stab on the under. Last time they played last year, Ohio beat them 52-3. I think 27.5 is a lot on 2 run programs. The second game of the year. Keep in mind, there's still a lot of game rust. They didn't get the full practice that they would normally get in a regular season. Jason says under MAC, paper sack. It's very hard. Stupid shit happens in the MAC. Stupid shit happens in the MAC. Everybody in their world, or everybody in their mother, and their second cousin, their aunties, and their uncles will lay the favorites in the MAC most of the time. Now, I don't see any updated percentages for today's games yet. It's too early for those games. We probably won't see those for at least 3 more hours. So I can't even tell you that, hey, 97% of the public is riding the favorite. I can't even tell you that. Big D Mall says, agreed MAC action, under's risky. That's why you got to pick your spots. Absolutely. Ty Clinton says he played in the MAC. My cousin played in the MAC as well. Well, one of my other cousins. I had one that played at LSU, was a quarterback, but the other one, my younger one, played at Western Michigan. literally before they turn the program around. Well, Nathan, as far as an upset goes on this game, I would consider Akron covering the 27.5 being being an upset, in my opinion. I just don't know if I have enough faith in Ohio to lay 27.5 on game number 2 of the season. Both coming off a loss. Yeah, Ohio lost to probably the best team in the MAC. And that game, a 30-27, which is low scoring standards for for MAC standards. Featured, Ohio's run game program up against Central Michigan's passing game. Somehow it ended up Central Michigan had less passing TDs than Ohio, who only passed 19 times last week. Then Western Michigan against Akron. Nathan, you got 25.5. To be honest, the difference between 25.5 and 27, to win by 26 or 27.5 or 28, if they win by 25.5, they'll probably win. If they cover 25.5, they'll probably cover 28. But at the exact same time, while I think that 27.5 is a lot, I can side with you guys and seeing it being a game like last year where it's 52-3. I don't think it stays under by much. If the game goes under, I don't think it stays under by much, in my opinion. Maybe a touchdown-ish, right around there, 5 to 7 points. Other than Curtis Rourke, Jamax, I'm not too familiar with their backups. Swervoland, we're on the Ohio Akron game. The transfer from UNLV can run, though. Amari Rogers. So the kid that transferred from UNLV in Vegas, he can run. Amari Rogers is I don't want to call him a quality quarterback. But he had 7 rushes for 32 yards against Central Michigan? So they can put Amari Rogers in. I mean, he did see some, snaps and some playing time. He went 1 of 3 passing. He was sacked once. He had 7 rushes for 32 yards. That's at 6'5", 225-pound. Swervoland says, I feel like Ohio first quarter over 13 is definitely a good bet. If they stall running the ball, and here's the thing with the overs in the first quarter, one thing that you have to understand, most of these plays that we're going to see, especially early on, they might throw, a passing play in the mix. But both of these teams don't average much passing the ball. Akron will, but they haven't been successful. For Ohio, we're not going to see many passing plays. 3-4 quarter. The only good thing is when they do connect, they connect for 12 to 15 yards. So you're going to see a lot of runs. If Akron's able to stuff some runs, which they weren't very successful at it last week against Western Michigan, but if they are, we see some 3-and-outs or we see some drives stall down in the midfield, we're just going to see a field possession and time tick away. 2 touchdowns in the MAC, let's be honest, it's not a lot. So I do lean towards the first quarter overs in the MAC, only because it's the MAC. Only because it's the MAC. Ty says Akron's defense can't stop somebody's grandma from pushing a shopping cart. Yes, Ohio is the home team. So I do lean towards Ohio. I'm not sold on it just yet, guys. I'm not sold on them just yet. I'm not completely sold on them laying 27.5 yet. So I'm not completely sold. What's the MAC? The Mid-American Conference, MAC. Teams like Central Michigan, Western Michigan, Miami of Ohio, Akron, Kent State, etc., etc. Exactly. I don't have much faith in them being able to stop the run, but if they do get I'm talking just first quarter overs. The reason why the total in a first quarter and a second quarter are always higher in the second quarter is because a lot of teams stall out and they don't get that first quarter over. If you guys watch and pay attention to this, most of the first quarter overs that you lose, they hit within 1.5 minutes into the second half. So for everybody that bets the first quarter overs, if you watch what you miss, usually 9 out of 10 times you hit it within 1.5 to 2 minutes in the first quarter, if not closer than that. So I do lean towards Ohio laying the 27.5. I just don't know if I have enough faith in them to really lay the juice on them. As far as the total goes, I have a very hard time betting an under. I have a very hard time betting an under in a MAC. 58, I think, is a tad bit on the high side. I think if this game stays under, it doesn't stay under by much. Less than a touchdown, 5 to 6 points, maybe. As of right now, my thinking. But again, I can't. Very hard for me to want to bet an under. You'd have to show me logical reasons why. And even if the Ohio quarterback went down, they've got Amari Rodgers, who came from UNLV, who can run the ball. He can pass the ball. And he's a quality backup for Curtis O'Rourke. So for some reason, Curtis O'Rourke goes down. They've got Amari Rodgers ready to step in. So I can't really, and he can run the ball too, run the same offense. So I can't really see. We know Akron's not going to put up much. But if they put up just enough to keep that game going over, as somebody said, 45-15 Ohio, 45-14, 45-13. Enough to cover the spread, enough to put the game over. So as far as the total goes on this one, I'm off of for the total. No opinion on the total as of yet. Ask me later; it might change. Robert S. says he likes the Ohio team total over in this one, over 41.5. Akron's team total is set at 14.5. Jason says, remember, it's only week 2 for these guys. Foot on the throat, stays on the throat. I agree. I know a lot of people are on the under on this one. I know a lot of people, there's a couple that I really respect that are on the under. But myself personally, I have a very hard time wanting to bet the under on any MAC game. And yeah, as Big D Mall said, you have to pick your spots. When it comes to this game. No doubt about it. No, I didn't have any player props on this one. I know somebody was saying that certain players get the first touchdown were like plus 1,400. 3 straight scores by either team minus 286. Ohio to come out and score 3 times on 3 possessions. Defensive or special teams touchdown scored is plus 194. Longest touchdown over and under 54.5 yards is minus 133. Robert S. says, I'm with you, Kyle. I can't bet an under in a MAC game. Just can't do it. Too risky. I'd rather not play it than probably bet the under, in my personal opinion. You know, Servoland, to go off of that, they put up 13 in the first half and nothing in the second half against Western Michigan. Time of first score over and under 5 minutes elapsed. Over is minus 159. It means they're telling you they're going to take at least a 5-minute drive for that first score. So the first quarter over bettors needing 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points. All right, so there's that one. Going to take a look at the next one for everybody. Myself personally, my personal opinion is the last game on the board, the 8 p.m. Eastern game between Miami, Ohio, and Buffalo, that's going to be a game. Nathan says, us here at Capper's Direct could smash the Zips. Probably. All right, so next game, Kent State and Bowling Green. Going to pop up the information for this one. Give me 1 second. All right, so Kent State last week, they played Eastern Michigan. They ended up winning 27-23. Here they get Bowling Green, who got smashed by Toledo in an under game, a MAC under game, 38-3. We saw a second quarter that saw 0 points scored in this game. Keep in mind, not all the MAC games went over last week. Bowling Green, Toledo stayed under. I don't remember what the Ohio and Central Michigan total was. 54.5. That one barely went over in that game. And then the Eastern Michigan and Kent State game ended up being a final score of 50, and that game stayed under by 16 points. So, yeah, you know, not every MAC game is going to go over. But I definitely have a hard time convincing myself to betting a MAC over, or a MAC under, excuse me. So again, in this matchup, there is weather, okay? We already looked that up. There is weather in the Kent State Bowling Green matchup. Coming in late in Bowling Green, there will be rain around 11 p.m. their time. Game should be well over by the time the rain comes. But they should have that 14, 15 mile an hour wind. Kent State does like to pass the ball. But they love to rush the ball as well. Bowling Green covers the spread. I don't know about that much. Let's start with Kent State. They squeezed out a very sly 4-point victory last week over Eastern Michigan. The Flashes, the Golden Flashes, they won 27-23. They had 29 passing attempts. They put up 219 yards. Justin Crum averaged 7.6 yards per passing attempt. He did throw that one interception. He had 2 touchdowns. They ran the ball an incredible 46 times. 46 times. Featuring 4 different runners. Obviously, Dustin Crum was one of them. He had 8 scrambles for 35 yards. That's the quarterback. He averaged 4.4 yards per carry and a touchdown. He ripped off a 12-yarder. They didn't have a crazy long run. Of their 212 yards on the ground, 46 rushing attempts, they only averaged 4.6 yards per carry. Highlighted by that long run by Xavier Williams. He had a 33-yard run. What was it? He only had 7 attempts, but he put up 55 yards. But it was that one big one that padded his stats. Marquez Cooper, he's going to see the bulk of it besides Brian Bradford. Both of them averaging 74, they hit 74 and 72 yards apiece. So Bradford had the bigger of the two, the big long run. So you're going to see an offense that runs a lot of plays in Kent State. The Golden Flashes are going to flash one right by you, all right? That is for sure. But all them rushing attempts, they only had 2 rushing TDs and their 27 total points. But today, they get a game in Bowling Green. Let's talk about Bowling Green and their ass beating by Toledo. Robert S. says Kent State will run at will against this team, and they will stop the run on D. I do agree with you on that statement. Eastern Michigan had 32 rushing attempts. 32. They only ran the ball 61 yards against Kent State last week. That's it. Preston Hutchinson, their quarterback for Eastern Michigan, he ran the ball 11 times for a total of negative 16 yards. You know, you'd think that, maybe on the 5th or 6th attempt, the quarterback run is not working when you keep losing yardage every single attempt, that maybe you probably should hand it off to somebody else or maybe try and air it out. Well, they tried to air it out. They tried airing it out 35 times. They did put up 241 yards on the Kent State secondary. Kent State did have those 2 big interceptions, most definitely. As far as Bowling Green goes, they put up 3 points, and it was in the 3rd quarter, or they would have been shut out. Matt McDonald had 30 passing attempts. 30 passing attempts. He had a quarterback rating of 4.4. I didn't say 44.4 or 104, 4.4. Like 4.4. He went 8 of 30. He completed just 8 of his 30 passing attempts for a whopping 128 yards. Hot diggity dog. 2 interceptions. Now, they ran the ball just as much as they passed it. Well, they tried it. They tried running the ball 32 times. had 139 yards rushing against Toledo. Their quarterback, McDonald, did rip off a 24-yarder. He had 3 carries for 41 yards. That was probably like the most flashiest thing that we saw from Bowling Green last week. Bowling Green is going to be seeing the Golden Flash, that's for sure. I actually feel bad for Matt McDonald. In today's game, taking a look at the line. Kent State laying 20.5. Bowling Green catching 20.5. Total over and under 56. First half, Kent State laying 10.5. First quarter over, Kent State laying 13, minus 105. And the Kent State team total over 38.5. They played last year, it was 62-20 final. Kent State kept running it up on them. Bowling Green, let's talk about their defense. They gave up 310 rushing yards to Toledo. Toledo smashed them on the run. They were giving up 6 yards a carry. They gave up one long one, 35-yarder. Other than that, it was a 17, a 14, and a 15. Quality runs. No monsters, no 40, 50, 60-yard runs. I think we might see one today. As far as the passing game, Bowling Green allowed Toledo to put up 214 yards and 4 touchdowns through the air. So we did give out a free play on this one already, folks. I gave out last night Kent State laying the 20.5. My opinion on that has not wavered one bit. My opinion on that one has not wavered one bit. There's another one that I like in this game. And we'll get that free play up on the board so everybody knows it. But another one. And it's coming in at plus money. All right, and it's coming in at plus money. We'll get these up on the Vibe Interactive free play board. Let's see if it does that correctly for us. There we go. First free play right there. See if that one does it. Oh, we got part of it. The Kent State team total is plus money at over 38.5. Plus 105. We're cashing that one, and we're cashing this one right here. There's 2 winners right there for you guys. There's 2 winners right there for you guys. There's 2 nice winners for you. Slices, it could be Kent State laying 36, and I would have hammered it. JT Waters says 25.5 seems like way too much. Then fade me, brother. Fade me and let me know how it works out for you. $20.5. They beat them by double that last year, just so you know. Just so you know, they beat them by double that last year. They beat them 62-20 last year. And the fact that Bowling Green put up 20 on them last year was a miracle by itself. That game should have been a 62-13 game. Frozen again, thank you. I'm going to blame it on Sly. We got to blame something on. Sly's yelling this morning. Hey, Jalen, if you can't have fun doing what you do, you shouldn't do it at all. 21-7 or 21-3 at half. I bet it's a lot more than that in my personal opinion. Bet it's a lot more than that in my personal opinion. Jason says FanDuel currently offers the Kent State team total over 37.5 minus $1.20. Fantastic. You got it a point less. Even easier to hit. Even easier to hit. Nathan, can I put the free play board up? For you, yes. Jeremiah, what's going on? Go hit the rewind button. You can always watch the rewind or the archive. There you go, brother. There you go, Nathan. Give me 1 second here. Okay, we are back. All right, so next game on the board. I'm going to ask you guys who you guys like, but I already know who the chat likes for the most part. For the most part. I know who you guys like for the most part. Chris, I think we hit the 11th race. I'm not sure. I know one of them cashed. I've been so busy I never went back and looked to check them out. But I know we cashed one of them. I think mine paid 6-1. Jason, would going from plus money to minus 120 deter you? I like the play, but the plus money, damn it. No, I'd rather have yours at over 37.5. Remember, 5 touchdowns and a field goal is 38. You win. 5 touchdowns and a field goal, and I lose. So I need 5 touchdowns, a field goal, a safety, or 5 touchdowns, 2 field goals, or just 6 touchdowns. Call it even. Absolutely, Chris. Absolutely. You know, Turf Paradise in Arizona opens up, I think, January 2nd. The reopening, which would be fun, assuming that, you know, the incoming president doesn't shut everything down. Santa Anita might have to make a trip out there if they ever reopen back up. So the next game, the last game on the board, Miami of Ohio and Buffalo. Let's hear it, folks. Who are you rolling with in this game? I know you guys got some strong opinions, so let's hear it. I know most of you guys are on Buffalo already. Buffalo is down to an 8-point favorite. Laying 8 minus 107 is where they're at now. Plus 8 for Miami of Ohio. Nathan says neither. Over, over, over. You know, a 3-team over definitely pays pretty damn well, let me tell you. Simon says Buffalo moneyline laying 305. Tom says Buffalo in the over. Robert says the over. Connie says Buffalo moneyline in the over. Brandon over. Jeff D says I think Kent State is going over the 56. The Miami and Buffalo game has a total of 55 right now. Nathan says overall week, every week, twice on Sundays. It would be nice if we can get the MAC to play twice every week. It would be nice if we can get all 6 games twice in a week from the MAC. They had some like reserve teams or something. Boy, wouldn't that be an added bonus. Remember, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, I'll probably have some type of halftime bet or a fun little bet or a parlay or something like that on Twitter for everybody later today. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter at CapNationKyle. Better follow me on Twitter because I'll probably have something fun for everybody on Twitter later today. I didn't do anything yesterday. Now, this game here is very interesting. I'm just going to say this right off the top. The dog is live. The dog is live today. The total sitting at 55. I am going to say this right off the bat. Just like last year in their 14-point victory over Buffalo. Granted, they weren't in Buffalo. The weather is nice in Buffalo. Remember that. The weather is nice in Buffalo, so you've got no adverse weather to worry about. No snow, no rain. It's going to be beautiful. Buffalo had their 49 to 30 victory over Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois gave up put up 30 on them. Miami of Ohio had their 38 to 31 victory over Ball State. Where to start in this one? First of all, taking a look at all the lines. Buffalo laying 8. Miami of Ohio catching 8 plus 255 on the money line. Minus 305 for Buffalo with a total of over 55. Jalen says Buffalo's minus 9.5, not on Bet Online. Currently, Bet Online has Buffalo laying only 8. So if you're a Buffalo backer, you might want to go take advantage of that game over at Bet Online. First half has Buffalo laying 5, Miami plus 5. AB, thank you. I appreciate that. Jason, we're going to get into the Buffalo defense here in just a minute. Miami shouldn't have won last week. Agreed. But from last week to this week and how they match up from team to team. StatQuap, do I have a play on the total? I'm going to be honest with you. The only thing that I've bet so far is the 2 that I've given you. That's the only thing that I've bet so far. I bet Kent State laying 20.5 last night, and I bet the team total over 38.5 this morning at plus 105. That's the only thing that I've bet so far today. I don't have a play. We're going to break down the game, but I have not. I have not personally bet anything else. Give me 1 second, folks. Just checking something on this game. One quick second. Just double checking something here. Okay. Before we started breaking down this game, just wanted to check something. And again, if you're new to our YouTube channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We go live 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, we go live 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Saturdays and Sundays, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. An hour earlier on the weekends. So what does that mean? It means we'll be live tomorrow, same time, same place. So hit that subscribe button. Ken Curry says, good morning, Buffalo first half. So let's take a look at Miami of Ohio. They got the victory last week. 38-31, with a huge second half comeback where they put up 28 of their 38 in the second half. Ball State was rolling, scoring in every quarter, touchdown in every quarter, 10 in the fourth, ended up losing by a touchdown. A.J. Mayer went 16 of 24 for 212 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Great clean game there. Brett Gabbert went 5 of 8. 9.5 yards on average. Had 3 carries for 10 yards. They averaged 9 yards per passing attempt. William tuning in via text. Good morning. As far as Miami of Ohio running the ball, they ran 74 offensive plays. They had 42 rushing attempts for only 134 yards on the ground. Miami running the ball was a joke last week. Davion Johnson had 11 carries for 58 yards. One of them was a 31-yarder. You know, Jason, one thing that you'll find about here, because Jason's comment, this is what I love to see. Jason says, I'm a newbie here, and I'm impressed with the chat. Positive, good info, always helpful. Thanks. One thing that we pride ourselves in here is the quality of our live chat. You go in other places, there's other shows that might be bigger than us, although we've had 800 people in here just a couple weeks ago on a Monday Night Football. But even then, our live chat was still quality. I would rather have a smaller, tight-knit group and our live chat being top-notch. We'll never tolerate the bullshit, the drama, the shenanigans that you see in other people's YouTube channels. All right? And the one thing that that I pride myself in is interacting with you guys, which you guys don't find anywhere. You guys won't find that in other YouTube channels. They just go and they talk to themselves like they're talking to the door in their mama's basement or in their closet or next to their bathroom. Whereas here, the point of the live chat is interacting with you guys, getting the chat involved. That's the point of going live on YouTube. If I didn't want to have chat, we'd just host a live show on our website and call it a day. Would I call the show elite? No, I wouldn't. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We have a good quality show, but we're not there yet. We could have a soundboard. We could actually have somebody on the production side actually doing this, so all I have to do is spit shit out of my mouth. We can definitely make this show 100 times better and bigger than it is. Mike Brown says, stick around. Mike says, stick around, bro. Kyle, a straight-up dude, shows tickets, winners or losers, best around, hands down. We've shown $6,500 losers just not too long ago. We actually bet the games. And then, the difference between us and other people is that I actually bet the games that I give you guys. Josh, you might want to rewind and go watch the part about Akron and Ohio. You're a little behind, brother. but it's okay. We'll wait for you. Rory, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, that's the difference between me and other people is you get an actual real bettor's perspective. I may not just run down the list and say, take Ohio, take Kent State, take Buffalo, take the over this, take the over that, take the under in the Akron game, parlay this, parlay that, and then count my blessings and say, oh, we're negative 1.1 units the next day. You watch these other shows and they're always playing catch up. They're always from behind. They're always from behind. I guarantee you if you ask these people that are on these other shows, show me your tickets on a daily basis, they can't. They absolutely can't because they don't bet the games. And this is one of my pet peeves. And I know we're way off topic here from the Ball State, Miami, Ohio game. We'll get back to that. But if you're going to take sports betting advice from a so-called expert, in my mind, that is pretty classified as like financial advice, right? I mean, if you're going to take your hard-earned money and you're going to put it on a game, that's financial advice. Are you going to take financial advice from some bum out of his basement or his mama's house or in the closet that doesn't have any skin in the game themselves? Or would you rather take financial advice from somebody that will invest in themselves with thousands upon thousands, actually tens of thousands of dollars on a daily basis? To me, it's a no-brainer. Who you guys take your financial, advice from, I guess that's on you. If you've got a depleting bankroll, if you keep having to reload week after week after week after week, you might want to evaluate where you're getting your information from. Now, I may have a losing week, I'm not perfect, or a losing month because I'm not perfect, but the system that we have in place is designed to minimize risk, maximize profit, and if you follow it, like if you're on our premium plays, my personal plays, we may have a losing stretch. It's going to happen. It's 100% going to happen. We're not going to have 52 straight winning weeks. We will have times when we lose, but one thing that is certain is we will always dig our way out of it. We always do. If I didn't, I wouldn't be able to afford the luxury of putting thousands of dollars on a game. I would have been broke 15 years ago if that was the case. So, just remember that one. Not his mama's house, maybe his grandma's. Exactly. So be careful who you guys take your sports betting, aka financial advice from. People that don't ever show you tickets or show you a ticket once in a blue moon, if they can't show you a ticket on the spot for something you bet, red flag. Leroy, we haven't got to that one. We were in the middle of it. We kind of got sidetracked, but we'll get back to it. But again, Miami, Ohio, guys, keys to the game. They're going to have to try and establish some type of run game against Buffalo. Some type of run game against Buffalo. Northern Illinois tried. They did not succeed. Now, they put up 156 rushing yards on 47 attempts, 3.3 yards per carry. They did put up 30 points against Buffalo last week. Buffalo outscored them by 19, 49-30 in a game we saw nearly 80 points. Rich says a losing day is usually followed by a 4-0 day. Almost always a huge bounce back. It's one thing that we pride ourselves in. Jason, one thing that you'll notice about our show, first of all, you don't need to be sorry. We get derailed 30 times a day, but we'll always get back to it, okay? That's the cool thing. We got the barbershop poll here. We have the barbershop poll where the barbershop is sports betting. Kyle, I'm the newest member here. Chat, because I'm far away from you guys, but I will say I like your style, bro. Frank and sincere, keep it up, please, and do not charge. Well, the show is always for free. But if you want our premium plays, or if you want my personal plays, those are not free. We are a business. We are a business, we do charge. A Ferrari nice taste. I do not own a Ferrari, no. I do not own a Ferrari. Manuel, good morning. Rio in the house. Yo, yo. I spend my money on my toys, and a Ferrari is not one of them. Although I have asked my wife many a times, can we buy one? Can we buy one? She asked me, can I take her and the kid to school in it? So when they come out with a 4-seater, I might be able to. Yeah, Josh, it was the very first game we talked about. DJ B. Booney says, he said, don't charge. Oh, don't change, don't charge. Oh, I didn't read it fast enough. Don't change. Oh, I'll never change. But yeah, the show will always be for free. Greg says, we'll talk about everything from surgeries to burritos. No doubt about it. Oh yeah, Jeremiah. It's my fault for... I read the comments so fast, sometimes I miss the difference between change and charge. Get a Lambo truck? Nah, I won't pull my boat. I got too many toys. I've got 2 boats. I've got a rock-crawling Jeep. I've got an old Willys. I like to buy toys. Barbie, get a Ferrari. You know... So we were driving up to the lake yesterday, and see, this is where we get derailed and we go off topic, which is not a problem, Jason. Yesterday, I drove up to the mountain. As soon as we got off the live show, got done with work, sent out my games. We ended up driving about an hour and 45 minutes up north to a little lake, and we were in a gas station. And my daughter has my daughter just turned 5, but for like 3 years, she's had this. You know, the little power Jeeps, and she saw some Cinderella car in the back of some dude's truck, and the whole time, I want a princess car, I want a princess car. So the closest I'll probably get to a Ferrari will be like a Barbie Ferrari, let me tell you. But I do keep asking the wife, but she says if I get a supercar, I can't have all my other toys. So I'd rather have my surf boat, my fishing boat, my motor home, and the Willys. I keep trying to persuade her I want an old Nova. It's time for an old muscle car to add to the collection. Yeah, Jason, you can definitely get a haircut there. All right, so back to Buffalo and Miami of Ohio. Last week we saw Northern Illinois try, and they didn't succeed. The fact that they actually put up 30 and 14 of them was in the fourth quarter says a lot. Chris, I debated that. That new electric Hummer looks tough. Definitely looks tough. But boy, in order to go more than like 180 miles, you had to upgrade a lot. But definitely look. No, never as I'm not a motorcycle guy. Not a motorcycle guy. I wouldn't mind a Harley, but I don't think my wife would get on the back and ride with me. And it's not my fear. I mean, I've ridden motorcycles. I've had dirt bikes in the past, and it's not my fear on them. It's my fear of other people. I know so many people that have been hit, blindsided. So it's not my fear of riding a bike. It's my fear of idiot drivers. Chido says, I've been listening to Kyle for a few years now. If his place didn't make me money, I would have left the show a long time ago. Thank you. Rory says, I don't blame her, right? I got some close friends that were T-boned by somebody that ran a red light, and his wife spent 6 months in the hospital rehabbing, and he's pretty torn up. Chris says he's got a bike, other people are worse. That's my only fear. And believe it or not, in high school I used to work for a street bike shop. A mail order street bike shop. I used to be slinging exhaust and K&N filters. And tires back in the day. So I grew up around them, grew up riding them. A lot of friends back in the day that used to race. So my only fear is other people. Jeff says, y'all listen to Chido exactly. Chido's comments exactly correct. I've been listening to Kyle for a few years now. Matter of fact, I'm going to screenshot that one. We should post that one. Sorry, Chido. Thanks for the plug. But seriously. All right, so back to the Buffalo-Miami of Ohio game. Definitely got to be a defensive driver anywhere, especially on a bike. You know, Northern Illinois tried rushing against Buffalo. I'd have to say they failed. 3.3 yards on average on 47 rushing attempts is a fail. One thing that they were able to do on 33 passing attempts, they were able to pass the ball. Now, Bowers did throw one pick that Buffalo picked off. And he went 17 of 28, put up 202 yards, excuse me. He did have one touchdown. Not the best game. That Buffalo defense was top-notch against them. Ball State struggled to run the ball. Last week, Miami of Ohio struggled to run the ball. They averaged 3.2 yards per carry against a Ball State team. They had 42 rushing attempts led by Davon Johnson, who had 11 rushes for 58 yards. And one of those was a 31-yard long run that he ripped off. Other than that, he was very ineffective. A.J. Mayer put up 212 yards, 8.8 yards per passing attempt, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Brett Gabbert went 5 of 8 for 76 yards as the backup, 9.5 yards on average. Slices Kyle used to have those classic spinners. I've never had spinners, but I'll be honest with you. I usually don't drive cars, although I did have my old Camaro. Other than that, I'm a truck and a Jeep guy. Remember, I'm 6 foot and I'm fat and overweight, so getting down into a small car is not usually the easiest. Actually, getting down is easy because you just fall in. Getting out is usually the hard part. Now, what do I expect out of Miami of Ohio today? First of all, I'm going to put this out there. I think it's going to be a tough matchup. I want to say that they're a live dog, but I just don't know if I have that much faith in them today. Clear weather game. They can't run the ball. They should have plenty of opportunities to pass the ball. Northern Illinois had plenty of yardage against Buffalo. But what we need to talk about is the Buffalo team running the ball. They really didn't have that much offensive yardage for 49 points up on the board. If you go back to last week's game against Northern Illinois, it was the defense that definitely helped them. They had that pick six late in the fourth quarter. Defense definitely helped them out in that game. If you guys remember, Miami had 4 fumbles in that game. They had 4 takeaways and an interception, so 5 turnovers. Turnovers. That Buffalo had, yes, the benefit of. The key to Miami's success is going to be limiting turnovers. They had 2 fumbles. One was lost. They recovered 1 last week. They're going to have to limit their turnovers, protect the football, and they're going to have to find some way to run the ball. Some way, somehow, they're going to have to figure out a way to run the ball effectively against Buffalo, who held Northern Illinois to 156 yards. Now, Miami did beat them last year. You got a big revenge game. Buffalo is at home, only laying 8. Nathan says Buffalo over 75 to 80% confidence against the spread. I can go back and forth on this game on why I think the 8 points is valid for Miami of Ohio. But then at the same time, Buffalo is Buffalo, and you got to love what they do in their program. If it wasn't for their defense, I don't think Buffalo would have had such a big victory. 5 turnovers and points off of nearly all of them. J-Rock says money coming in on Miami of Ohio. Yeah, absolutely. They were plus 9.5 this morning. They're plus 8 now. Now, when we first started the show, the percentages weren't out. I will double check to see if the percentages are out. Percentages have not been updated for this game yet. I expect to see that in a couple of hours. Jason Folks says those turnovers often mean short fields and quick scores. I'm just seeing points here. But again, if a team drives all the way down, they're in the red zone, getting close to scoring, and they turn the ball over, throw a pick, fumble it down within the 40 or on the other team's side, it's not a quick score anymore. So turnovers can go either way depending on where they happen. They can either kill the clock or they can get fast scores, like you were saying. So, unfortunately, handicapping turnovers, knowing that there will probably be turnovers, depending on where they are, will determine the final score, as in my opinion. And to me, if you're on the over and you get the turnovers and you get 4 or 5 turnovers in a game, and they all happen on the bad side of the field, way down on the other team's side, and then they get the ball back and they got to drive 70 or 80 or 90 yards, that's bad luck. That's bad luck. That'll keep a game under all the time. But if a team's fumbling a punt return or fumbling in their own zone, absolutely quick scores, the total's going over. So as far as that goes, that's the luck of the draw, really. If you draw the short straw, you got screwed. But as far as this game goes, I think it's going to be up to Buffalo and how their defense performs. Their defense helped them get that win. They still put up 30 points, or allowed 30 points by Northern Illinois. Now, 14 of them was late. They gave up 0 in the third quarter. They had a blowout rolling entering the fourth quarter. It was 42-16 entering the fourth quarter. We saw a lot of points scored late in that game. Kyle Van Treese for Buffalo went 11 of 17 for 175 yards. He had 1 touchdown, 1 interception. They ran the ball 34 times for 182 plays. Or 182 yards, 182 plays. 182 yards, 5.4 yards per carry. Don't forget, Patterson had that 56-yard run. He had 137 yards on the ground on 20 carries. Patterson's going to get the bulk of their carries. He's going to get 2/3 of their carries. You have to take a look at what Ball State was able to do against Miami running the ball. Ball State ran all over them. 38 times. They averaged 4.4 yards per carry. Not a huge number. Where Ball State did their damage was in the air. They only passed the ball 19 times, I believe it was. No, 32 times, but they completed 19 of them. And they put up 309 yards. If they would have had a little bit better of a completion ratio, 20 of 30, they would have had 500 yards in the air. If Buffalo wants to pass the ball today, and they only ran 17 passing plays, an average of 10 yards per passing attempt. If you don't think they know that, if they want to pass the ball against Miami of Ohio today, they can. They absolutely can. Running the ball, they should have plenty of opportunities. It'll be right up Buffalo's alley. Look for Jarrett Patterson to have a monster game running the ball. No, they actually only ran 61 offensive plays. Very low number. It's because they scored so quick. It's because they scored so quick. Get a turnover, score. Defense goes right back out on the field. When you're averaging 5.4 yards per passing attempt and 10.3 in the air, those are solid numbers. Solid numbers. But I like what I see out of Miami of Ohio. As of right now, I don't have a play on this one. I want to tell you this. I do believe Miami of Ohio is a live dog. But I have a lot of faith in Buffalo to be able to find a crack in the Miami of Ohio defense, which is their passing defense. Ball State was able to run. Not a crazy number. Caleb Huntley had a big game against Miami of Ohio last week for Ball State. Put up 130 yards. He had that big 45-yarder. So I look for the same. I look for the same for Jarrett Patterson of Buffalo. He should have plenty of opportunities for a big run against Miami of Ohio this week. Establish that run, which Buffalo will definitely try and do. Then they'll get their 10-yard on average per passing attempt. And they'll go down the field. So as far as the side, Rory, I don't see any prop bets yet. At least not on BetOnline. I haven't seen any college individual player props. I want to see if maybe it's under a different section. But if there was, I would bet it. I'm taking a look and I don't see no player props. Now, maybe later in the day there will be, and if there is, I would definitely take a look at them. J-Rock says money coming in on Miami of Ohio. I told you guys if you like the points, get them now. The line has definitely moved. How far will it move? We'll find out. But as far as that game goes, as far as the side goes, I got to definitely take a look at a few other things first. So I have no opinion on the side, although I will tell you, I think it's actually 7.5 right now. The line is down to 7.5 at plus 150 or minus 115. You can get 7.5 minus 105. Actually, 7 minus $1.15 on Buffalo. So you can get them laying a touchdown. Money coming in. So if you're waiting to bet Buffalo, I'd wait. However, if you're going to hammer Miami of Ohio, I'd do it sooner rather than later on that game. I would do it sooner rather than later on that game. As far as the over or the under in that game, I do slight lean, early lean. Again, remember, our plays are not out yet. Our plays are not out yet. But I do lean towards the over in this one. So, just for shits and giggles, it is the MAC action, and they don't call it the MAC action for nothing. Crazy shit happens in the MAC. We'll probably see one game go under. That Akron, Ohio total is up to 59.5. 56 for the Kent State game. Six to 1 on a 3-team on all the overs. Funny right there. All the games going over, but you usually always get one that stays under. You should always find one that stays under. Yeah, Rory, if a prop bet comes up on Patterson later, I would probably myself definitely take it. Depending on what they have him listed as. Again, if you're new to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you do not miss a beat. We'll be live again tomorrow. Same time, same place. And if you don't follow me on Twitter, I'll probably have another free play for everybody on Twitter during the games. So make sure you hit that notification for when I tweet. That way you don't miss it. And do me a favor, if I post a free play, please retweet it. All right, please retweet it. Now, I just posted a link to my Twitter. If you guys want to try us out, you can always get 3 days of our premium plays or 3 days of my personal plays, $99. Our big combo package, a week of premiums, a week of my personal plays. Guaranteed Saturday on Saturday, the UFC Max Fight Pick. As well as the big Sunday NFL Guarantee Play, which we're 8-1 on the year. That combo is $300. And remember, Bellator again this week. Bellator on Thursday. Bellator 252. Okay? Will be on Thursday. And he's doing another $10 on sale card for that one. It'll be a nice big bounce back for his Bellator. And then we'll have UFC this weekend. My game of the week will be later in the week. I'll have more information on that for you guys all later, probably tomorrow, or either tomorrow or later on today. I should be able to confirm it. Probably get it on the website early. Probably be able to get it on the website early for everybody, for early betting, for everybody that wants to bet it early. And I'll flash the free play board. What I have so far is the only thing that I've bet so far. Premium plays are not out yet. My personal plays are not out yet. They'll be out here in a little bit, but as of right now, this is what I've bet on. These are the only 2 things that I've bet on the free play from the daily free play video. Kent State laying 20.5. And then the Kent State team total over 38.5, which is plus money. In Kent State, that line is slowly creeping. It's at minus $1.12 right now. So I would expect that one to climb up as well. I would expect that they try and get Kent State to lay more than 20.5 at one point. That line should definitely move. That line should definitely move. But that's all as far as free plays go with the 3 games. That's all that I have as of right now. That's all that I have as of right now. And again, make sure you follow me on Twitter. Hit that subscribe button. Do us a favor, give us a big thumbs up in the video. Free plays will be 2-0. Plus whatever we put out on Twitter will make even more money. And look for something fun here in the very near future. Mr. Johnson, what's going on? Says Ohio, Kent State, Buffalo teaser. Ross Pitt says it helps to follow Kyle on Twitter. I agree. Who knows, maybe we'll throw out like 3-team first quarter over parlay or something like that for fun. That pays pretty good. A 6-1 parlay would be nice. All right, guys, so good luck. Giving too much to Bowling Green? No, I don't. I don't think Bowling Green puts up much. If that game goes over, it's going to be mostly by what Kent State does, in my personal opinion. Their 62-20 victory last year will probably be a repeat. Rory, it's at Cap Nation Kyle. I'll post a link to it. Link to it's right here in the chat. Bobby Eduardo, DJ B, and Crypto A, thanks for the follow as well. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Enjoy your Tuesday. I think my screen just froze on me, so hopefully we didn't lose the live show before I say goodbye rudely. I don't even know if we're live still. It's my whole computer system just froze on me. But anyways, as I always tell everybody, it doesn't matter what you're betting. $10 or $10,000. Always bet responsibly. Tom, thank you, sir. Rich, too much information. Thank you, Jason, everybody. Thank you, everybody. So enjoy your guys' day. Don't forget to hit a thumbs up on your way out the door. And everybody have a blessed day. All right, let's have another great Tuesday like we did Monday. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Group hug, Scott. Absolutely. No reach around. You're killing me, Scott. All right, guys, take it easy, and we'll see you guys all tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Have a great Tuesday. Good luck, everybody.